Welcome back to Space Engineers, not Stationeers. Just for a change today, I thought we'd take a look at the new graphics update that's available for Space Engineers. Haven't played it since my last series on the channel, which is only a few episodes long. Just show you the basics of Space Engineers, and it's a good comparison, I think, for looking at Stationeers, etc., and how the two games compare. So yeah, I thought we'd have a look. So we're descending through the planet. Oh, performance issues, yep. Just as we're approaching the ground. Now, if you remember what lakes used to look like, this is definitely very different. Yeah, for one thing, they used to be sort of pseudo semi-transparent kind of thing, and now, well, not so much. But they are still a decent surface to build on, at least at first anyway. Or we've got some flat land over there we could do something with. Or possibly at the end of the lake over there. Either way. For the moment, I'm going to set down in the middle, just because it's ideal to try and find any kind of... whoops, let's just slow down from that way. If I hold Alt, I should be able to spin around to be able to see everything. Zoom in and out. And then we can just bring ourselves down. There we go. Towards the surface. And once we're down, we'll then get out. You can see the new sort of nice shine there we got on the surface. We're close enough now that we're starting to see ores. Yep, ice is the first one it's going to give us. Ice isn't terribly useful, at least for ore. There's plenty of it, of course, in a lake. It may be worthwhile doing a bit of exploration first of all, just while you've got some power. You can see at the very bottom right of my screen, it says 47 minutes. That's how long we have before our power runs out. So we're going to need something to replenish it before then. However, we can just have a scout around for a landing location that hopefully has a bit of ore. Uranium would be amazing, but even something like iron would be nice and much welcomed. Now, as far as power is concerned, we can recharge ourselves by building solar panels. Ooh, there's nickel on the left-hand side. And you can see it's a reddish colour. You can see it on the surface. That's quite cool. We've got cobalt now and iron. So this is a decent area, I think, to land. We'll probably just bet in landing just outside that region of ore. Before, it used to be just dark on the surface of the lake when there used to be ore underneath. And now there's something else. So, yeah, I think that's a good place to set down, don't you? Yeah, and we've got variable amounts of power. Once we're down, we're going to shut down our engines. And let's just see, make sure I'm level. I am. Good. Zoom in a little bit so you can see. And look at the landing legs. And we're down. So we're locked. We can turn them off. That's no problem. And then we can take a look in our control center. And then we want to say, I don't know, do we have a group for our thrusters? It doesn't look like it, does it? So if we just select both of those thrusters, in fact, let's just select all of these and then both of those. Let's just call we can call this thrusters. Save that, and then we can just switch them all off. There we go. And we should be okay. So let's, yeah, we can shut down. How much power do we have if we leave ourselves on? A day. A day is not too bad. Okay, so we can leave the cockpit, and now we can see this graphics update. So you'll see the blocks now look a great deal more realistic. No real issue. Let me just turn on the light. Yeah, a great deal more realistic, sort of rugged and sort of industrial versus what we had previously. And I've got my helmet open at the moment, but if I stop talking for a second and put my helmet on, not sure if you can hear that. You can hear it a lot more when the engines are on. Yeah, it's a much more sort of realistic sound model. When you've got your helmet closed, it's quite a different sound than when it's open. Otherwise, we start off with our regular landing ship. And we can head outside. Yep, not sure why we had different pressure to outside, but that will do just fine. And out here, we've got a wonderful world and then an unknown signal. That's something we may have to investigate. However, for the meantime, we've got a ship on the ground. time for me to start digging, I think. But before I start digging, we can take a look at the inside of the ship. We're on the surface of, well, Earth, essentially, an Earth-like planet. So we don't need a bunch of stuff, and we've got some priorities that the game's giving us a handle on. So, for example, scouting priorities, locate the source of ice for oxygen and hydrogen fuel. Yep. Oh, and the game day is set to 20 minutes, so it's just going dark. Survey for ore deposits. Yep. Identify a suitable base location. Yep. Avoid pirate facilities. Well, who knows what that is, but we'll see. Build solar panels. Yes, yes, yes. Construct a base. Additional refineries and assemblies. So, yeah. Thanks for giving us that information. I've increased the grinding speed just so you don't have to watch me grind this stuff too much. And we can get rid of a lot of the windows. There's no need for air tightness on a ship like this when we're on the surface of a planet. We're not going to be taking this back up into space. This is our landing ship, so it may get deleted at some point, and that's something we need to deal with. So I'm going to go and construct the solar panels on the roof as is normal. So let's just see if I can jetpack up there. Oh, where's my jetpack key? Yeah, there we go. Yep, so now it's a rather open-fronted cockpit, shall we say. There we go. Alright, so now I just need to probably construct a ramp up there. We've got a ramp on that side, so we could just take out, well, add another couple of ramp blocks there. That should do fine. I'm just going to dump this stuff in this cog container while we can. Got lots and lots of glass. And let's just get rid of all of that stuff. Keep ourselves light. I'm not going to take out the automatic rifle or the NATO magazine rounds. I have wolves turned off because it's just really annoying to start with, and they just the AI in this game is not great. Unless spiders on when we get to Mars, if that is going to occur. Not sure how long I'm going to play this series just yet. But yeah, by that point we should have more, well, arms, shall we say. So let me just get a couple of things constructed, and let's just take a look. I haven't got any mods in this game, by the way, just in case you were wondering if I could actually do that or not. I'm just going to leave it default until we get... Ooh, those are new blocks. We get half blocks now? Oh, it's amazing. I like half blocks. And rotation that actually works. So, hey, space engineers. Hey, this is how it works, okay? So let me just get... actually some iron, or at least there's some steel plates that will do the job just fine. And we're going to need a welder, I would imagine, at some point. There we go. And let's just weld those up. Yeah, so we can get up to the top. And then we can start taking down some of these. Technically, we only need, well, it ruins the symmetry. But we need some room here. So the alternative is make this a lot squarer. Yeah. I think I'm going to redo the symmetry. I'm probably going to just put the engine in the middle with another one on top of it. And that will give us the ability to just take off, say, well, these. You can see my inventory size in the middle of the screen at the bottom. You'll see it growing. I am nearly about to run out. There is our beacon. That is fine, but we don't need that just yet. Let me just pop down and drop this stuff in. And what do we need to build a solar panel? Let's just go into the G menu, and that's a solar panel. So let me put that down on number 5. Number 5. Are you going to require just some steel plate to start it off? Looks like it. Let's just pick some of that up and some bulletproof glass. Head upstairs. Let's make sure we spin this so that it... I want the LEDs on the bottom. No need for that specifically, but I just kind of like to have them there. And will it let you build there? It will. And we build one there. That looks good. And then we're going to need construction components, some large steel tubes, computers, and solar cells. So let me just grind up weld it what I can. There we go. Construction components, large steel tubes, computers. Construction components. Construction components, yep. Large steel tubes, yep. And I'm probably going to need more of those construction components. Computers? I forget the quantity, but this should be enough. It does say we have enough for 6 of these things. Not that I'm going to need necessarily at all on the main ship, but it will just help to keep this going. And we're going to need the solar cells themselves as well. So 64 for each one. So we should have something like 500 if it's going to be enough for 6. Solar cells, where are you? Let's put all that away. There we are, 384. That's close enough. We just need 64 for each one, so that's pretty good. All right, now the game day is 20 minutes, so the sun isn't going to be up for a little while. Ooh, that's where we're going to be going. At least one of our first destinations before we have something like a warp drive equivalent. And this is the new solar panel, so much more realistic looking, I think, and I quite like it. Yeah, I'm pretty much a fan of this new graphics update. So now it is, of course, time to start digging. And yeah, that's just something we got to decide where we want to start digging, because we're going to have to dig down a ways. There, it's just come up with ice. Fine. Remember that the iron was out here somewhere. Where were you? Let's turn on our jetpack. Brown surface, roughly around here somewhere. I'm sure we took off ice. No, may only see it when I get closer. The landing ship sensors are much better than our personal ones. So let me just stop here. Ooh, is that some of our? That was clearly some of the stuff I grinded out the front window. So let's just head down, shall we? We can actually do that. I want to be lined up roughly. Yeah, you'll do. And we're going to be getting a fair amount of ice. I'm going to pick up some of it as we actually go. There we go. And you can just hold F in my case, but you can decide what particular key you want there. It used to be T. And my inventory's full. So, as you might expect, I'm going to be doing a fair bit of digging until I get down to the ore stage. Let's cut forwards. Okay, so you can see where, well, hopefully you can see that there's my first digging attempt. I dug down around 45 degrees. I missed entirely. So I took the other approach and I found some success. So I built a platform around here. This I've not welded up, so this is very, very cheap to put together. I'm somewhat caught by these. Now, this is a meteor sort of crater, and there's lots of them around. The main problem with them is they can destroy your infrastructure. The upside is just what we got here. So let's just pop down, and you'll see there's some ore in the bottom. This only happens when they land. So if you just grab some of this, you'll find we've got some uranium. So it's bringing us free resources, but at the same time, it can destroy all life on the planet. Just destroy our infrastructure. So, yeah, I mean, it's not going to give us much resources, but any uranium at all that we can get is actually pretty welcome. So let's just grab all of it that we can. I think we've got most of it there. There's one more bit. And that will do fine. Yeah, let's just grab as much as we can. If you want to get rid of stuff without actually picking it up, just right-click instead of left-click on the drill, and it will still seem like there's stuff coming out, you know, that like boulders of rock, but you can't pick them up. So the other approach of doing this is to go out until you find irons below you or some other, or dig straight down. Make sure that, oh, that's a good point. I've got... Oh, you see at the bottom left, I've got my jetpack to fill. And that's another point. If you need to do that, just go in here and hold F, and you should refill which is one of the reasons why I got so much ice to start off with. The other thing we can do is just grab one of the bottles. Let's just get that in there and put the uranium ore in. That should get pulled into the refinery. Yep, it has. And we'll see I've already got 8,000 iron ingots, so that's ready to be assembled into something. Let's just go to production tab, and I just want steel. Steel plates. Can I switch for anything in here yet, or do I just have to select it? I guess I just have to select it. So it just says there's none available, but obviously is some available. Image, no, oh, then there it goes. It's getting pulled in from the conveyor. It's working fine. And what did I actually want when I came out here? I wanted to pick up a hydrogen bottle. So we don't need the oxygen bottles on the planet, but hydrogen bottle will get refilled just in case the gauge at the bottom left runs out. So let's just go back to our iron, and I can resume what I was talking about. So dig straight down and then dig a cut in the ground, or if you're really accurate, you can dig a tunnel, but a cut is probably easier, like this, open roofed, back towards your starting point. And then of course I built a structure over the top so as not to, you know, mess up the landscape, and then of course meteor storms come in and mess up the landscape. So my sense of order here is a little bit odd, but let's check out any more of these. Do we have any decent ores? That looks like iron. Okay, let's look over here. What do we have? I imagine iron is the most common. It's what you'd expect. Ooh, that looks... maybe silicon? Silicon, yeah. Obviously for glass and stuff like that, so we will just grab that. It's easy to grab. Also, if you're exploring on the planet's surface, you will find big boulders, sort of house-sized. Maybe a bit less than house-sized. But they... depends on the size of your house, I suppose. But they will contain ores as well, so you don't necessarily have to dig down for them. That just means you need to explore, though, and then, of course, you have the issue that you only have so much power left in your ship. Let's head over here. Have a look at this one. And what are you? Are you also silicon? You are also silicon, so we'll grab you as well. May as well while we're here. And I think when we came down, we saw that there was nickel nearby as well, I think, and maybe a couple of other ores. So we can have a look at those, but they are definitely underground, so we may have to dig cuts down to them to get those. Of course, each of these will enable us to build more stuff with our assembler on board the ship. And if I do leave meteors on, which I probably should, I think what I'm going to do is have to move like the refinery off the ship. If the ship gets hit, that's pretty much it, unless I can rescue some components. So having the ship available is essential. And it's already lost one engine. I didn't disassemble that. A meteor must have hit that engine pod. So yeah, this ship is not safe. And there's no way to make it safe as long as we have, unfortunately, meteor blocks on. Let's just take a look over here. Ooh, looks like gold. I don't mind grabbing some of the gold. So we are going to get very much of it per one of these, but that should... oh, that's nickel. That looks like gold. Nickel should be a dark brown colour. Maybe they've changed it. Let me just see if I can just drop some stuff I don't need. In fact, let's just take it all back. That's fine. Okay, I'm just going to keep on surveying the rest of these meteors. And then at some point, the ship tends to get sort of semi-destroyed. So what I want to do before then is probably carve out a cavern underneath our platform. And underneath the ice as well, to be honest. Maybe down at rock layer, or maybe even down where the iron is. That would be kind of cool. And hollow it out and then have a refinery down there. So that is probably going to be next episode, if indeed you're interested in seeing more of these episodes. And even more meteors. We've got cobalt this time, at least I hope it's cobalt. Yes, it's cobalt, good. Cobalt is still blue, thankfully. Exactly what you expect, or at least what you should expect. And yeah, the surface of the lake is being pretty much torn up by this, which is slightly unfortunate. I kind of like the lake. Oh well, it's not really a lake, it's more of an ice lake. They never really added water to the game, unfortunately. So it's always ice, and you kind of get water and, you know, hydrogen and oxygen sort of through processing. Well, you never get water, but you get hydrogen and oxygen. the other thing that kind of looks pretty cool around here is that kind of promontory cliff there. Be kind of nice to have some kind of hangar bay built into it, something along those lines. That might be an interesting idea. I think maybe our platform has already been partly destroyed. I think I saw some... Oh no, I thought I saw some mass meteor action around here. That is a seam problem. That's not terribly great. Anything in any of these others? Ooh, more uranium. I will always take that. Yep. And I think that should automatically get pulled into our reactor anyway. So that will really help. As long as we've got the refinery on, instead of getting 30-day supply of power, plus whatever the solar panels are providing, we instead just get like 15 hours. So it does take quite a bit of time to, you know, just to get rid of everything. Let's just get rid of the ice for a second so I can pick up more uranium. Yeah, just a bit more over here. Yeah, so the more uranium we get and process that first before all the other things, the better it'll be. In fact, let's just check what our power is right now. Let me just make sure I unload the uranium first into the refinery. There we go. And cobalt can go there as well. Ice we don't care about. Uranium is going into the reactor. It's 1.84. I think we had 0.3 to start. So if we just pop into the turret for a second, it says 18 hours, but that's because the refinery's on. So if we turn the refinery off for a second, so let's just go to the refinery. Yeah, toggle you off. 38 days. So yeah, it's only while we're processing materials that has a cost to us. All right, so let's make sure I turn that refinery back on because I kind of like it. All right, and then we got problems when we decide to create some kind of base underground if we're going to make it underground. Ooh, another unknown signal. That's coming this way. Oh, can we actually get out there, I wonder? It'd be useful to have those if we... Well, we can take off. That much is for certain. 2 kilometers. Ooh, what are you? You're going to drop down? Are you on this side of the lake? How many hydrogen bottles do I have? Let's just start you back up. Make sure I've unloaded. And let's get our other hydrogen bottle. Just in case. Because we are effectively in a spacesuit. And so we can go this way. And of course we can still see our lander. Good. Let's go and see what this is. Hopefully I won't regret the lack of my battle rifle along with my NATO rounds. So let's have a look here. Let's see what we've got. So, unknown signal. Oh, hey little guy. It's a little tiny drone. And it has a little antenna on it. Do you have a cargo can? You do have a cargo can. Please have something good. There's a parachute hatch, construction components and computers. I will happily take both of those. More importantly, I would happily take that contents of that. Let's just grind this down, shall we? Oh, poor little guy. That's the parachute hatch. I want the reactor. Where's the reactor gone? Gotta be at the bottom. Yeah, you are. And you're facing upwards, so... Will you detach if I just take you out? And you should be dead now. But we'll take the parts. Happily take the parts. Lots of components. So if you see one of those green unknown signals, seems like definitely the thing to get. Why are you still making noise? Ah, you've stopped making noise. Good. Given that I depowered it, it had nothing left, then yeah, that's a bit of an odd one. And we can head back, and if we run out of hydrogen, that should refill. See at the bottom left, we've got 2 bottles. There we go, refilled. So we can head back to our lander, and maybe between episodes, I'll probably carve out more space underground and try and get some sort of platform down there that we can use. It'll pretty, you know, our iron kind of cut is right there, so we can just dig straight up. As long as I stay to the right, we can dig straight up and then connect it to the top, and then maybe put solar panels up there. Of course, the problem will be that they'll get hit by these meteors, so we've got to cope with that as well. Okay, if you've got any suggestions, if you like to play the game and you're telling me what I'm doing things wrong, feel free to. Just let me know in the comments below. Feel free to like, subscribe, share as normal, and we'll see you tomorrow for some more Stationeers. Thanks for watching.